And it has begun. Yep, there
And
it
it
is.
has begun. Wow, welcome.
Fantastic. Welcome to the fucking.
Welcome.
I don't know
Whatever
what to
this
call
is.
it.
I don't know either.
I have
Hey,
no
I'm
idea.
Jenny. This is Grymm.
Hi, I'm Grymm.
Oh,
If you don't know
it's
me,
Grymm.
I'm a foul mouth, fast talking fucker from Texas.
I love that. I appreciate that. I am the same from Oklahoma. Here's what I'm going to do though for y'all who are watching. Please drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear us, if this is coming in clear. We need
we're
that
figuring
feedback.
all this shit out. We were trying to
And
figure all this
then
shit out.
I have to start going live on TikTok with Grymm. So that's going to take a second. You get to be part of that experience too. I'm not seeing anyone in the chat, but it could be because there's like a delay with the service I use.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, because I see one person, 2 people that have said something, but that was like
that have said something. So I may have my girlfriend Rosemary just get on her phone and make sure. Oh, I see one.
Hey, there's 1. 2.
Hey, couple things. I have consistent problems with internet, and I never know with my microphone. I have a professional microphone, but is it plugged in? There's no telling. We're here for a good time, not a long time, and not a professional time. So I'm going to hit go live here, Grymm.
All right, I'll join you as soon as I can.
And I need you to bounce in.
I will bounce in.
And then we will get started once all the lives are done. We also were going to have a mod, thank goodness, at least in this chat. I don't have one in YouTube yet. So
all right, I just
do me a favor. If you're joining from YouTube and somebody says some crazy stuff, and they will, and we're going to go over that stuff, you're going to have to either report, block, or ignore. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't even think you can block on YouTube, which is weird. But you're just going to have to ignore people because it's going to happen. I have become a very hot target for some bored people who have nothing to do but bother me. Hi, TikTok. Where's Grymm? Thank you guys so much for being
here. I'm in. I just need to request.
Oh, okay. We're here, and we're also on YouTube.
Yes.
So it's a little squirrely. We are going to have a mod shortly. But what's going to happen is, somebody's already saying nice things.
He has begun.
Thanks, Lou. Why are you following me, Lou? That's weird.
He's
so
already starting with the fucking
it's
asshole.
Just gonna happen. Some stuff has happened.
No, it's all good. This is what I do for a living: is talk shit to these.
Oh, you can report and block on YouTube. Fantastic. I don't ever have to do that because I mostly do. I love you back. I mostly do true crime on YouTube. Not for me. I watch it, so there's not really ever a need to block.
I just sent you a request on TikTok.
So I accept.
There we go.
So that's another thing. If y'all see me kind of looking back and forth, that's why I'm trying to attend to 2 cameras.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
My lighting is never good if anybody has any ideas. Hey. I'm not having any guests on at this time because we already have a person right here. Asian Anarchy is joining us on TikTok. That's wonderful to see.
Oh, yeah.
Mama Cow, do you mind if I go ahead and add you as my mod? I don't actually know how to do that. Hold on. Mute, block, no. Add moderator.
Hams in. Oh, man. All our peeps are coming in. See, there we go. There's your fucking mod team right there.
There it is. So that's hopefully things aren't echoing because we're right here. Hi, Annie B. We've got 2 screens going, but thanks for being here with us and hanging in. Yeah. We are here to recap the week. This was an idea that I had a while back, but I don't like doing this stuff alone. It's weird just talking to no one, in my opinion. So I have adored your content for a while. I just love how aggressive you are.
Yeah.
I appreciate it because I too am aggressive. People are upset with me right now. And so I don't know, whenever we kind of got into that community server and we're all chatting, I said to Grymm, hey, would you like to do this with me every other weekend? Mm-hmm. And then the other weekends, I'm going to do some chill stuff with my girlfriend, learning how to regulate our nervous system. And then all this shit has happened. A lot of shit. First of all, do you love my shirt? I got it with Not Your Merch. Can you even see it, Grymm? Oh, I guess you can on the YouTube, on the TikTok.
No, I can. I definitely can. I want that fucking shirt really bad.
It's a great shirt. Not Your Merch has it. I will make a TikTok with it, and then y'all can get it from me if you want to. Glad you're here. Do you want me to mute or block hateful comments? Absolutely.
Yeah, I said yes, please.
Will
Just
usually pop
not.
in with me and say things like, "What's a woman?" I'm not interested in that. I'm
Yeah.
not hearing that. Thank you so much, T-Bird. But I feel like you're already gonna know what to do. I don't even feel like I have to tell you.
Yeah, she's quite the fucking pro when it comes to that. And
Yeah.
And every now and then I'll catch a mean one, and I guess I can put that aggression on full fucking display.
Yeah, here we are. Okay, so it's been a week. We all know what happened today.
It's been a fucking day.
Somebody in the comments said, what a great day. I mean, you know where that person stands. I don't stand there. What are your...
No.
It's echoing because I've got my phone and my dang computer right here. Let me know if that continues. You can also join us on the YTube. Go ahead. Tell me what's going on today.
I mean, a shit ton, apparently. I mean, I woke up to this. It was funny because I was doing a video. I was in the middle of doing an ICE video, just stitching some random asshole saying, you know, if we all just complied, maybe the world would be a better place. You know, like, you know, we did for mask mandates and shit, and maybe the world would be a better place. I'm like, so by your logic, if the fucking government employed the same tactics as these fuckers are doing right now by, like, you know, beating the fuck out of you, shipping you off to a country you've never been in, or just putting 3 in your face because you didn't want to put an N95 on in a Chipotle, yeah, the world would be a better place.
Right.
Yeah. And then as soon as I got done with that, the first video that popped up was that video. The first video, which was the people in the restaurant where you see it behind the car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck is this? And then I start diving. Because, dude, I mean, as far as what I know, and I guess you guys can correct me if I'm completely wrong, but essentially ICE was straight up trying to bear spray these 2 women, and this dude walked up, tried to de-escalate. He was carrying, because he's a veteran. He's also an ICU nurse at the VA. And he was carrying, but he didn't draw it, and he's trying to block them. And then that's when they started just taking his ass down, and took 6 dudes to take him down, and then they just popped him and then shot him 10 times. So
right before that, though, they took his piece.
Yes, yeah, they grabbed it real quick.
So he was disarmed,
and then shot.
That happened. Annie B, I feel that. I really do feel that. A lot of people saying hi to you on TikTok. Grymm, thank you. We love you. I'm sorry if there is an echo. I'm doing my best with it, but I do have a computer on at the same time. So you can join us on the YTube. TikTok's real weird about the things it'll let me say. Like, if I suggest another platform on TikTok, boom, like, I get no reach. I get nothing. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm with T-Bird here. We are at a place where it's like, we've heard so much. I grew up my whole life. I'm raised by conservatives, raised Baptist, and I grew up my whole life hearing about how we had to have a Second Amendment right for this exact reason, right? This reason. And, you know, I didn't have active, you know what, drills in school because I graduated high school in the 90s. So that was never a thing, but I was just never really into that culture. You know, like I used to have a lot of respect for my dad, and in that culture is very much this, like, almost this fantasy. In fact, he has expressed fantasies to me before where, like, he's walking down the streets of Chicago and these thugs come up to him and they think he's a defenseless old man and he gets to pull out and I'm like, that is so weird to me.
It's like, my heart, an ambulance, but not for me. Fucking.
I mean, like old Clint Eastwood, you know what I mean? Like, as Clint Eastwood.
Like Dirty Harry, 44 Magnum.
Right, I'm over here like, I have never thought, thank you so much. Thank you for the hearts and the likes and the shares and the comments. I've never had a fantasy about harming someone. You know, sometimes I have a fantasy about, like, watching somebody fall down.
I mean, sure. I can't say that 100%. I'm sure I have.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, a stranger on the street, like, fantasizing about an opportunity to just.
No. It's more one of those things. If I'm, like, at the store and somebody's being an asshole, then I'm just like, I would love to deck that person in the face.
Yes.
Or, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? That's about the extent of it. I used to fight a lot when I was younger. So a lot. You think I'm aggressive now? I was much more aggressive in my earlier years.
Yeah.
But I grew up very similar in the terms of, God's guns and, glory, basically.
Right.
I grew up in the evangelical Lutheran church, which is essentially Catholic light.
Thank you, Lindsay.
And it had kind of the same very similar to the Baptist. That's one thing I learned
Right.
when I would go to other ones. But as soon as I hit 18, I had stopped going. And then that's when I really started looking into it. And then I was like, oh, this all sucks.
Yeah.
So
this is goofy.
Yeah.
This is like, doesn't make sense. Yeah. So here we are now in this place where we're seeing exactly what I was told I had to have a Second Amendment for.
Right.
And those same people are now going, well, not like that. Right.
Because no,
this
absolutely.
gentleman,
they're federal agents. You can't do that.
Right.
What the fuck do you think the definition of tyranny is? Like, are you kidding me? And that's the thing, because I grew up in this. I mean, even with some of the conspiracy, like as soon as like Ruby Ridge happened, and then Waco happened, and then like it was all of the good old boys were like, we need to fucking revolt. Our country is under attack, and then you get Timothy McVeigh and shit like that. And so, man, I could probably come on your true crime podcast too, because I have a lot of.
No, I don't have one. So I was going to start one with my mother, but she passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So it's terrible, but
Yeah.
No, I'm just I love true crime, but I would love to do an episode like that on here, because I think that there are things that a lot of people don't know about.
I'm down. Yeah, because I saw somebody who said, way to represent the last podcast on the left shirt or whatever I got here. And that's, true crime, cults, aliens, cryptids, occults.
I gotta check it out.
Oh, dude, if you like dark humor.
I've heard about it for years.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
My mom was awesome. So with all that happening, obviously the prevailing thing became, and Rosemary and I were talking about it like right after it happened. And the first thing she said was, they're going to say he was armed. And then it turns out he was. And which legally, right? Like beyond just seeing Oklahoma, we're an open carry state. So you can just carry.
So is Minnesota, apparently.
So, but he was beyond that. He had an actual permit. Like, I don't have any kind of permit, but I can do, in Oklahoma, I can do this. But he had a permit. It was holstered or at least secured in some way. They had to physically remove it from him. So where is the Second Amendment right within that? He was not brandishing. He was not pointing. He was not threatening. He was nothing.
I mean, honestly, if you want to look a little bit of parallels in terms of, when we grew up, I mean, it's not unlike fucking the LAPD back in the day, where they would just either plant a gun or fucking, say that they were, either resisting or somebody pulled a weapon or whatever. Because I mean, I remember this shit, especially with the advent of social media when it really took off in the early 2010s. And, we would see all these videos that just popped up of, people getting killed by cops, particularly black men. But,
right.
And that was just always the argument, is what little nuance can you pick apart to blame it on one side or the other? And so it's just gotten even worse with, as technology has progressed, at least in my opinion.
Well, I think we're seeing, I'm grateful that we're able to see everything that we're able to see. I think so many things were happening for so long that we didn't see, obviously. But this is just getting really funky. You even saw the White House put out a doctored image of a woman who'd been arrested. Forgive me for not knowing her name. But, the doctored image made her look like she was like, oh, crying. And she absolutely was not. That is our own government. And that should terrify people. My dad I've had a little rough couple days. MAGA, somebody on TikTok doxed me. And I mean fully doxed. They've got my cell phone number. Like, I'm fully doxed. I lost my job for saying that, because you might see some people who come up in the chat who ask about Usha or JD. What I said was very clearly that were I pregnant with JD Vance's fetus, I would yoink it. So here we are in a hypothetical situation, an impossible situation. I don't have a uterus. I would never let that man touch me. So, and they took and ran with it and said that I was threatening his wife's life. They said that I was threatening her unborn that. I'm trying to be mindful of words I use on here, right? It was so out of left field. It was a short burst video that didn't even matter. And I mean, it was like, boom. I mean, apparently my employer is still getting. So yeah, I lost my job. Hope you're happy. Yay. I'll have to start a GoFundMe because I have no income whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
It'll happen, you know? I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah. Luckily I didn't get fully doxxed, but I got somebody just posting my, it started with my LinkedIn because my dumbass forgot to take my profile picture down on my LinkedIn because I fucking checks that shit. I had been employed for, you know, almost a decade at that point. And so but I did everything, like all my personal socials, all that stuff. I just changed the profile picture and, you know, went on from there. Cause at first I was exclusively on TikTok because I knew nobody that I knew in terms of my working life or anything was on TikTok. Yeah. And then after that, I just started getting more relaxed with it and then started the Instagram and started the Blue Sky and then all that shit. And then I guess I just pissed off one person and sure enough, they posted screenshots of each profile, particularly a couple of my daughter, which sent me over the edge. But luckily I caught it as they posted it. And so
that you are super fortunate. It seemed to happen overnight. I don't know within the hours of what had happened, but it was no good. Thank you so much, Gardening in the Dirt. I did, I've gotten some screenshots. I've taken some action for reasons. Wink, wink. I'm not going to go into too many details because I don't know who knew this, but I spent 10 years as a legal secretary. So
there you go.
I know people. You know, so I'm doing what I got to do to take care of me. But that is the road to justice is long and it is a slow machine. Nothing will play out within the next 2 years, I guarantee.
That's one thing I've been throwing back and forth in my head, especially nowadays. What's worse, Oklahoma or Texas?
I don't know, right?
I mean, the education system enough was like, I was like, that's rough. But then we have a literal Bond villain as our attorney general. So like he looks like a literal Bond villain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen what we have to work with. Grymm and I really want to do this bi-weekly to create a space to come and we can talk about the horrible. It's horrible. I don't know about you, but I said when I found out about this presidency, listen, I don't have an anxiety disorder. I guess I do. ADHD actually is considered an anxiety disorder, but I don't spend a lot of time just in anxious panic.
Right.
So the night that I found out he was like, which I knew was going to happen. I knew it was over. I knew it was like, I knew before the day even started, but I was trying to steer clear of it. And when it happened and I was kind of caught off guard with the news, I had a full blown panic attack. And it wasn't, I don't have that experience really. So I didn't understand it all, but it was so insane.
Right.
And I knew there was this like image that played through of my daughter losing her rights, my son losing his rights, other people I know and love that I can no longer talk about publicly because I am so worried about somebody else in my life getting targeted.
Yep.
That all I can say is there are people I love who are, thank you so much, who are going to be directly affected by this. And it's going to be generations. It will take generations to undo this.
Oh yeah. What was done in a little over a year, we can't unfuck for probably another 10.
Right.
And it's already felt like it's 10. And that was the thing too, because I knew damn well, I mean, I was kind of the same way. I'm like, he's just going to get elected. It's just going to happen. Because I mean, one thing that did piss me off is the fact that they didn't primary Kamala. And that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And then what happened over in the West Bank and whatnot, Gaza, that rubbed people definitely the wrong way. And eventually I was like,
now we're looking at potentially Newsom running. Yep. And I see lots of people who are like, F Newsom, hey, I'm with you.
Yeah,
but
no, yeah.
That whatever happens, I have to take, there's this skin in the game that I have You know, I don't think my boomer parents could have possibly imagined this would be the future, right? That my own adult children wouldn't be able to get their own place. And my daughter's a pharmacy tech. She makes, I don't even know, 3-4 times what I made at my first job at her age, right? She makes great money, but there's no affordable living. So I'm sure my boomer parents didn't know that, weren't expecting it. Maybe they would have stood up and done something, right? But we fucking have to.
Yep.
I'm Gen X, but barely. I'm kind of on that cusp. As millennials, we have got to be ready and willing to get uncomfortable for the next generation. We have to. Thank you, whoever sent that. I just lost my job. I made a post a couple weeks ago where I said, you've got to be willing to risk it all. And I have stayed willing, and it is happening, and it sucks. But to be silent in this, to say nothing?
I couldn't. It was, I say this a lot, especially right after he got elected, because essentially how I started was, I was just, just already a month into his president's second term. I was already just getting pissed. I was like, all right, I need an outlet, and I do video editing, I do graphic art, I do all this stuff. My last job was an art director, essentially. And so I started just making funny edits about and just, roasting the hell out of the administration. And after a while, as everything escalated, that was when I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get in front of the camera and scream into it. I don't expect to have anybody like pay attention to me or whatever, but and then I was doing that on the same account, but then I was getting dings for the stuff I was saying on that account. I'm like, you know what, fine, I'll just make a different account.
Right.
And that'll be my in camera or in front of the camera, and then the editing will be on another one. And then what started as me yelling into my phone and then sometimes throwing in little quips here and there turned into me sitting right here, basically.
I feel that.
It was an exercise in catharsis that turned into, but then it just did get to the point where my main thing that I always say is just like, I cannot look my daughter in the face without saying that I didn't try. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. Like, she has no idea. She's 7 years old. She has no idea what's going on right now.
Good.
But eventually she's gonna.
Yeah.
And I couldn't live with that thought, period.
Right.
So
I can't sleep at night saying and doing nothing. And I have done, for those of you who are just maybe joining us on either TikTok or the YTube, I'm gonna have to be a little careful about the words I use. Hey, we love you guys so much. But that's why there's this kind of, I'm not looking at the camera, I am looking at the camera. It's because we're on live on both. I will get a better setup with that going so that maybe they're both up here and then that works better.
Yeah.
But for right now, this is where we're at. Stay with us. Okay. This is our first show.
Well, hey, you can probably do the YouTube, because I'm pretty sure everybody on YouTube's here for you. And I think anybody who's on here for me is most likely on the TikTok chat. So I can pay attention to that.
Yeah. All right. Well, look at something else. I love it.
Yeah.
This is, I have unplugged. I have learned to greatly reduce my scrolling time. I actually barely scroll. I mean, comparatively, I probably scroll for a total of an hour a day, because any more than that, and I can't, right? But I get the clips, I get the pieces, but there's usually something the next day that I have missed. And that's just how it is. I have to. That is my self-care.
Yeah. No, I envy you on that. I've tried to cut it down. I've tried to cut it down quite a bit, but it's very difficult for me because it's just one of those things where it's not necessarily, it's a weird effed up like FOMO where like I don't want to wake up the next morning to some bullshit. Like I at least need to know.
Yeah.
But
like you have to, there's this balance of, I have to be informed, right? Because I do believe that. I think that that's a big part of like people in my family who, my sister reached out to me today. I'm just worried about you. And I'm like, yep, me too.
Yeah, no.
Me too. I mean, what do you mean? Like, how do the rest of y'all just go, yeah, I mean, there's people literally being massacred in the street, but
honestly,
I had a trip to wine country. Nothing against my sister and her trips to wine country. If you're watching, I love you and I love that for you. I do. I don't have whatever it is that other people have that can turn that off. whatever it is. And I think there's all sorts of people in the world. And I think the world needs all sorts of people. I think our brains can be, we have different neurobiology. And for some reason, this is it for me. Just the absolute inability to go, oh, well, that's happening. Oh, well, I can't do it.
No, I can't either. And that's the thing. And I think that's what part of got me to lose my job, is because I would sit there and just be on a computer and, designing ads or whatever. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about somebody's new roof right now. There's too much shit going on right now.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yep.
And it was starting, I had just said this to my therapist right before, everything. So maybe like a week ago, I said, it's getting hard to just be, right?
Yeah.
It's getting hard to go to the grocery and everybody's just grocery shopping.
That's true.
And I'm a really happy person, Grymm. I love people. I am an atheist humanist. I love humanity. When I say I would delete JD Vance's, seed.
He's not, yeah.
He's not right. I don't know what he is.
JD's not people.
But that's because he is against the humanity that I love.
Yeah.
He is a person. I recognize that he comes to the table with his own stuff. And I don't know what it is. I know it's like mom abandoned him for drugs. That would suck. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I get that.
Me too. I'm
get
done.
it.
I've been done for about a year now.
Oh, good for you. I got sober 3 months before the 2016 election.
Hell of a time to quit drinking.
It was awful. I was crazy. Y'all think I'm crazy now? You don't even know. I walked into public places I seemed like the person on the corner. I was not well. You need to understand that coming off of a lifelong, I was a lifelong drinker. I started at 14. I didn't get sober until I was in my late 30s. Yeah, mid 30s, 36, 37. So
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
Fucking rough, y'all. And I did it. And I stayed sober out of spite. And I was like, I'm going to do this.
I quit on my 38th birthday.
Good.
And so
I assumed you were a lot young. Oh, well, you are a lot younger than me. That's because it's only been a year and a half for you.
I'm 39. It's not that bad.
Good for you. I wish. I missed 39. It was a blast.
Oh, fuck. 39.
I was finally
why we're here.
Yeah, I was a couple of years out of it. But what I'm learning now, it was affecting my job. It was affecting my ability to just look at people, and I wasn't hating or judging or even paranoid. I was just sad. I just look at the world and I go, what the fuck are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Watching little children in the grocery store with their little fucking pigtails. And what are we doing?
Yep.
And how are they being raised? Are they being raised to think that this is okay to do to human beings?
Yep.
I'm in Oklahoma. Yes, they are. They are being raised to believe this is okay.
There are a few there's a few things that really, really, everything makes my blood boil. All you fucking beautiful people will definitely know what makes my blood boil in our little group, the Misfit Formation. But one of the main things that makes my blood boil is when I see a maggot kid, and it just drives me insane, because I'm like, these parents need to be taken to the woodshed quick, because I'm like, you've got to be joking. But don't get me wrong, I was raised in that shit too, though. I was raised in that. I grew up right until I just wasn't one day, because I, actually educated myself and shit. And because that's the thing, my high school education wasn't great in terms of telling the actual truth of what happened.
No, I didn't. Were any of ours?
Right. Hell, Texas history is treated like a Sunday sermon. It's insane.
I did not know about the race riots until I was almost 30. I've lived in Oklahoma my whole life.
Yep. Well, I guess they just knew how to be a little bit more subtle about it. This administration doesn't know subtlety whatsoever. Tact is not their strong suit.
Okay, Ash, let's talk.
But
my girlfriend is here. We do another bi-weekly on this exact same channel that's all about doing art and nervous system regulation. It's more centered around nervous system regulation. So we invite people who, if you don't know about my YTube channel, it is in my bio, but you can just find under the same username on the YTube. Look, that's what Grymm and I are doing now. If you're ever like, what in the world? That's what we're doing now. So, but we do that bi-weekly, and you could fold laundry while you listen. It's just, again, it's just there in like a conversation with two friends who love you, who get it. But I had to give myself permission to do that, to regulate my own nervous system, to take 20 minutes. I've looked a little at the science of it, but it takes this at least 20 minutes to where your cortisol levels actually start dropping. I always say I'm not an artist, but I love to watercolor and I'm learning. So I am an artist.
Yeah. That's what I was telling you earlier. I was like, look, it doesn't matter if you're good, like what your standards of good or bad, because it's all, subjective, right?
Yeah.
But as long as it evokes emotion or some kind of reaction, positive or negative, does not matter. But if it makes somebody feel something, that's what art is. You're an artist. There you go. Now, whether you're a famous artist, that's a whole nother thing. But if you take the time and you kind of, if you're expressing yourself on paper or yelling into a fucking microphone or
it's art.
Right. It's all art at this point.
It's art. And creating, I watched a TED Talk the other day. You and I have got to like pull it up and do like a little review of it or something. I actually think Mary and I are going to do that, but you and I can too.
Hey,
her whole thing is right now, while the world is on fire, create something. And whether that's a song, a tiny piece of poetry, I got myself a little book. Why not? I'm not a poet. I'm not good at this stuff, but why not? Yeah. What if every time you do it, you are leaving a piece for the next, right? Like this will be history one day.
Well, they say, history is written by the victors. If you get little nuggets here, then that's how you learn how the real history went. You know what I mean? Like, even if we end up being, a complete fashion, if we end up fucking North Korea 2.0, there's still pieces somewhere. You know what I mean? There's pieces
somewhere. There's emails we've sent to other places, talked to other people in other countries. But there are all these ways, whether it's baking. She talked about, being in the kitchen and doing recipes, baking bread, sharing content, writing a poem, going outside and taking a picture, learn to play the guitar, play the piano, write a short story. I don't know. There's all sorts. There's so much art. Make little necklaces. But to create something right now is such an act of resistance. And when you do it for that 20 minutes, your cortisol levels drop. You get back into you're out of that fight or flight brain that we're all in. I keep seeing content creators who are like, we all have CPTSD right now. And it makes sense. And we have to stop acting like this isn't a trauma situation. We are in a trauma situation. Every single one of us is experiencing.
That's why I can't regulate my scrolling like you can. Like my ass has to be on I'm switching through different things. And it's funny because I'm a notorious flake. Anybody in the Discord will tell you that I am a tremendous flake. It's not intentional. I'm just doing 30 different things because my brain just can't stay in one place at one time. And, I miss this, but I'm checking this. But I guess I kind of just backed myself in the corner there because I'm like, well, I guess if I slow the fuck down, maybe I can get everything.
I was there, though. I lived in that. And
thanks, Megan.
I don't know why. It was like I just had to for a while.
Yeah.
When I got, and it was well into sobriety, when I got sober, something I learned was about acceptance. And I did go through a 12-step program. I don't utilize them anymore. They've got their own things going on that I just can't align with anymore. But they got me sober, so I'm very grateful.
There's that.
But this idea, this concept of acceptance, that acceptance isn't approval, it's not support, it's just acceptance. That's why as the mom of a trans person, I love to hear people should accept their children. Acceptance is just saying, this is a cup. I accept that this is what it is. Sure. I accept that I cannot use this to, I don't know, think of something. You know what I mean?
I can think of a few things to use with a giant metal cup.
Just seeing something I cannot turn this into a chair. It's seeing things for what they are and being like, okay, there's that. And then what do I do with that? And mostly if I'm dissatisfied with it, what do I need to deal with within myself? And I loved that about recovery. But once
like it's never about what it's about. Like, that's what I've learned. It's never about what it's about. If I snap at somebody, I'm not pissed off because they did this, that, or the other. I'm pissed off because it may relate to it a little bit, but it's completely fucking something different. It's never that. And I think that was a lot of my drinking. A lot of my drinking was coping. A lot of my drinking was coping. But it wasn't even politics at that point. It wasn't even the state of the world yet, you know? And then and that's why I always say I did pick a hell of a time to quit drinking, because this is probably the worst. Like
it was terrible. Yeah. I'm sorry.
And it drives me nuts. Yeah, see, Insight's 6 years, man. He freaking I envy that dude for sure, because he's been through some shit. Myself, I've been through some shit, but I didn't do the 12-step program or anything. I just woke up on my birthday one morning and I was just like, I'm done. And I just haven't picked it up since.
I wish. I've stopped so many times and just could not. I needed that support. I really did need, people to just be like, listen, have you considered that you are the problem? I was like, uh-oh. And that it rings in the back of my head all the time today. Mm-hmm. My family is like not happy with me, obviously. People are not happy with me for losing my job over this. Yeah. And I get it. It would piss me off too. But I came into this saying, I'm not going to be quiet. It's going to cost me. It just is.
The way I looked at it too is there are worse things in this fucking world to, lose your job over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, it's absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Absolutely
it's completely ridiculous, and that was the thing. Granted, I made it a point too when I started doing this, because the company that I worked for, every single one of them, MAGA. Everyone. I think maybe one or two other than me were not even close to MAGA. When good old Chucky Boy got clipped in September, dude, they like held memorials in the fucking common area of the office. Like it was just, I just sat in my office. I was like, I am not taking this shit. But granted, the day after, I told them, I'm like, you are not making me come into the office. I am working from home because I refuse to not be more than 2 minutes away from my daughter's school right now. Right. Because the first thing I saw after the news broke was all the MAGA TikToks going, we're going to start going to door and just clipping everybody. And I'm like, and my kid's school primarily comprised of people of color, and my kid is also half Mexican. So I'm like, I told my boss, I'm like, dude, I don't feel comfortable driving an hour away when this shit is happening. So you're just stuck with me working at home for a week. And that pissed him off. And I think that was the start of when they were like, we're going to start firing this dude. But I had kept all of this political social media stuff from them for quite a while. And I still don't think, granted, I'm, naive and maybe they just don't talk to me about it, but I'm pretty sure the majority of the people that know me in my personal life, that aren't in my like direct proximity, don't know that I do this. But with Instagram, probably they do, because that one started picking up. Like I started that in September and I'm almost at 100,000 followers. And I'm like, well, people are going to find out about that shit eventually.
They are. Yep. And it's a weird, somebody tried to say to me, again, please keep in mind I'm in Oklahoma. Well, it's not any different than whenever y'all were canceling our side. And I'm like, hold on. I said I would have a smishmortion if I was impregnated, which isn't possible. That I said what I would do with my body. Y'all called the police on Black people and stood there on camera and said things like, he's attacking me. Like, what?
There's what? One's a life or death. Granted, they could argue that the hypothetical shmishmortion is also life and death.
Sure, but even if that's
growing up in it, I know how they think. I know how they get it. That's how my mom would. Yeah, that's how my mom would like seriously manipulate me into doing what she wanted. It started with I guess you don't love your mother. Like, and then it goes from that to, well, what about this shit? What about this shit? I'm like, that's not the comparisons, especially this most recent one that just pisses me off even more, because, you know, the whole Renee Good situation, and they compare it to the fucking mask mandates that was put in place by Trump, by the way. And
it was to keep from spreading an illness that we didn't know about.
Greater good.
What?
Like,
what?
It just doesn't. That's why I don't really argue with them anymore. Right before Christmas,
I know.
I was arguing with a dude back and forth, and every time the facts were there.
And masks are fine now.
I even called his ass out. Like, when he would do his little spiel, like, he did it in a common ChatGPT cadence. Like, if you use it for a while to like look up things, because every now and then I'll use it as a tool, because maybe I can't think of a word that is alliterative into another word. So I'll look synonym that starts with this, and then that's what I'll do. But then if you like set it to a certain setting where you want to say poetic or whatever, you can start recognizing patterns, ADHD, all that good shit.
All the time. I wish I could turn it off, please.
Right. You can recognize the cadence. I'm like, motherfucker, you are using ChatGPT. Like, all your stuff is ghost written. I'm like, what? And even though I just completely dog walked you and showed you every single fact with backup, you're still telling me that I lost because likes and comments don't lie. And I'm like, I'm fucking done with you people. Right. Period. Arguing with a maggot is a waste of time at this point. Completely. And then it's getting worse with the further right, with the whole people that went towards more Charlie Kirk instead of Trump. They, completely left off with Trump because, his administration flubbed the investigation on him. And so they completely became disillusioned with Trump, and they're like, well, we need a new leader. Right. So now they're going to Nick Fuentes, and that's more terrifying.
It's all terrifying. It's all, the most terrifying part with like Nick Fuentes is I'm over here like, I don't believe it. This is a troll, right? Like, this is a 100%.
Well, I mean,
right. Nobody really thinks that, unless you are really unwell, and there are really unwell people.
Right.
But they're not super. I don't know. Maybe he is. That's the malignant narcissist.
That's the point. Yeah, that's the point to me. I always tell them too, is just like, it's not about truth with you people. It's about validation. If you can get a certain number of people to validate whatever bullshit you're saying, you will die on that hill. 100%. Completely, because you're getting that, validation. And I'm like, that's not how that works, dude. Like, and that's one of the main reasons we're in this dumpster fire today, is because while they give us shit for our feelings because we're more emotionally intelligent, their feelings are even more sensitive than we are, and they believe and they're willing to go to the ends of the earth for something false to validate those fucked up feelings. I'm not a psychoanalyst, but that's
you're not, but you're onto something, because that is actually a trait, a characteristic of narcissists. They're actually not that self-confident. They are extremely, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Delicate, right? Yep. They are very, what the word, sensitive, right?
I'll put it on Front Street. I have traits.
Sensitive to everybody's perceptions of them. Yeah. So they can act completely outlandish. Mm-hmm. 100%. And I really do think that's what we see in the White House. I think that's what we see with, Nick Fuentes, with, Miss Kirk and others, and I don't know. We're in a very precarious place when we can let these serious personality disorders rise to the top. They're malignant, right? Not all personality disorders lead to this. Anybody who has a personality disorder or a mood disorder or anything like that, listen, I have major depressive disorder. That's not the cause of this. Those people, just too many of them, become powerful, become revered, get a platform like Nick Fuentes, and absolutely just ruin the brains of young men. We have this crisis with boys and men.
Right. Yeah. I was actually having a conversation with one of our members in the Discord, and he was talking about how he wanted to help out with the cause, but he's like, one thing I definitely keep seeing that I really want to focus on is, what's up, James? that I really want to focus on is the young men thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because MAGA, America First, whatever, turning, TPUSA or whatever, they've been working on this for years. That's one thing that I've noticed. Once social media, and then you got those, internet forums, all that kind of shit, they saw that and they capitalized on it. It was a slow go for a minute, but once it hit, we got Trump. And then it just snowballed from there. You get people like Alex Jones, if he didn't shoot himself in the foot for saying horrible shit about Sandy Hook, he'd probably still have a huge platform now.
God dang, that was crazy shit.
Right.
That was crazy. And then somebody planting justice said gaming chats are the worst.
CNC.
And I don't know a lot about that. That's not my community. My husband is a gamer.
Yeah, same.
But I can imagine. It seems like it would be, because anywhere that those boys get, boys group up in ways that girls don't. I hate to be all gender roles.
I mean, but you're not wrong.
There's some validity to it, right? I mean, there's not wrong. Culture gamers. There's in fact, there's a trans woman I follow who's a gamer, and she's amazing. Yeah. But no, I mean, you know what I'm saying, though. Just anywhere they can find that ratio.
Yeah, it's the one thing that I've seen too, and because there was a point where I was in a low point and I didn't get all the way into it, but it was right at the start of, people don't give a shit about men's feelings, so we bottle it up, and it kind of rose from there, and then you kind of go like, yeah, that's kind of true, because like whatever, and then it just snowballed and that's how you got your Nick Fuentes's, your Andrew Tate's, and your Joe Rogan's. I listened to the hell out of Rogan back in the day, because back then, because I would like to see all angles from every side, so I know what the hell I'm looking at. Right. And at that point, he was very good about balancing that out and shutting the bullshit down. It wasn't until COVID that he really
he went off the rails. See, I never listened to him.
I listened to him from about 2016.
Black Will. I don't want that.
2016 to like maybe right before COVID, and then that's when he started getting nuts. And and then the whole him joining him in the Oval Office and what, I'm like, well, no, that's nope. But I don't know.
Yeah. It's an interesting perspective. I think that
would make sense.
Kind of the way I got an insight into it. Here's the way I see it. Sorry, y'all. I garden before these, and
dude, I ramble too. It's fine.
The flower has bloomed, is all I'm saying. Okay, pollen
I will
trees.
be doing that later.
It's waving right now, so bear with me. Is that men? It is the patriarchy, right? That is told men they can't feel, they can't cry. That this is this. So there's from my perspective as a woman who watched all this happen, me and my girlfriends have just been like, okay, I mean, like, fix that within yourselves, right? And somebody, Nick Fuentes, whoever else, there's plenty out there, they saw that, right? Because that's what predators do. They see a weakness, and that's what they pounce on. So that's what they did with these young men, was there's like, oh, like, people are feeling, thank you so much. People are feeling, boys are feeling lonely. Get them. It's a cult.
It's a cult of personality. So this is why I'm like saying we should do some kind of true crime episode here and there and highlight cults, because one thing that what really kind of got me off of that whole little manosphere shit and whatnot was listening to this show and listening to the Jonestown saga that they covered. And they cover Jim Jones from his childhood, where he would go to different churches and he would just watch the preacher, watch his moves, watch as he fucking does this, watch how people react to this certain thing, and maybe recoil to this certain thing. And he just knew how to talk to people. The thing about Jim Jones is he started with good intentions, because his parents were horrible human beings. So they would just let him roam the neighborhood at all times. And so he ended up just going to churches with random families around the neighborhood. And that's how he kind of started. And it started with good intentions. And then the congregation rose, and so did his ego, and so did his cocaine use. And that's how you get Jonestown in Guyana And that's how you get to what it ended up being. And seeing that with the whole pattern recognition, him recognizing patterns in certain rhetoric and in certain speech patterns and what evokes an emotion this way and what doesn't this way, that's how that works. And I think people like Fuentes, who says the most outlandish shit, because he knows it's outlandish and he knows he would possibly get canceled for it, but he also knows there's like 50 other dudes that are like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And those 50 other dudes
are what he's living for.
Tell their friends, and then they just grows from there. It just that's how all of that shit is. In my, that's kind of how I recognize it, at least in that sphere. But it's all cult of personality to me. All of this is cultish. You know what I mean? Even the whole, even on the left, even on the fucking left. Even with, I won't go too deep into it because again, it's not, but with the OJW thing, there are people defending him, and there are people that aren't defending him. And
I had never been connected with him. I had never followed him. I don't know if I ever liked or saved or shared any of his stuff. I don't know because I don't remember everything, right? I've got the ADHD. Right. So when his name came up, I looked through his stuff and I was like, oh, this looks like something I would like. This looks like something I would share. I'm surprised. Right. I was surprised I didn't follow him.
We were mutuals and we're part of the Creator Coalition together. Like honestly though, if you look at the list of creators and like the donations on the Feeding America website, he's right underneath me. But we were mutuals, but we never spoke. Period. Like I don't think I've ever said a word.
Yeah.
But I would share his stuff, and then but I addressed it very briefly in a video last night, saying, "Look, didn't really know the dude, but he was dead to me the moment I found out." And I look at assaulters as the lowest form of human scum. And to be quite frank with you, some random asshole on the internet giving their take about something that he had nothing to do with just takes away from the survivor stories. So why the fuck would I say? I'm just nipping this in the bud because you guys are sending me messages on it. This is what I feel. We can keep it moving because it doesn't involve us. You know what I mean? It's none of our fucking business. With Mandy, she explained it. She brought it out there. She put it out there. And that, exactly. She wanted to tell her story. And that's the story that you need to fucking hear.
Exactly.
You don't need to hear my fucking
I did read his apology though. And I was like,
okay. I saw the first paragraph and I'm like, I know this is going. I know exactly where this is going. Okay. So, but anyway,
no, that is not what we're here for to talk about. No.
Anyway, fuck that guy.
It's kind of like a little. It's not that we don't have opinions on it. It's just that's kind of not the purpose of the space. So we're gonna move on.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's a terror show. I'm checking out some of our comments.
Yeah, I need to look through these for sure.
I know. I feel like I want to thank everyone who has given. I know I'm doing this kind of back and forth, so it's a little difficult. And thank you for your patience as I do this. I promise we will figure it out by next time. Okay?
Yes, 100%. Because I'm gonna get acquainted too. That way, more hands make less work.
Yes. Look what I can do. I can do this. I can go. Boop. Ooh.
You know what's funny? Because I see a comment here that says Nick Fuentes has a lot of traction. Like it or not, he may become POTUS. And 10 years ago, I'd have laughed in your face. But look where we're at right now.
Look where we're at.
And that's exactly why I'm like, we gotta put it into this shit yesterday.
How do you inject? Obviously, I mean this in a very non-metaphorical term. Compassion back into people. Yeah, there's obviously things like, you have sympathy where it's like, oh, like I feel bad for your situation.
Right.
There's empathy, which I don't believe for a second. You have to have had my experience of getting sober to empathize with the struggle of rebuilding my life from the ground up. Sure. You know what I mean? You can still have empathy for that. That's a stupid. We all feel essentially the exact same fucking emotions at different times.
Yeah.
But then there's compassion, which is a little bit different because compassion really does. It's not only I feel for you, it's I want to help. Right. There's that second part of it. So compassion really is to me more of an action, but it's still something we feel. How do you get people to feel that? For people that aren't like them, for people that they have been taught to hate. I mean, I'd love if we could chem spray psilocybin. That would be super cool.
Oh.
But that's not going to happen. I mean, put it in the water.
Cause mass hysteria shit. I mean, I think I think with that, I think it's just a way of finding something they can relate to. And that's very difficult, right? Because we're split down the damn middle. There are things that they believe that I can't fucking relate to, and vice versa. Now, I can have an insight into it because I grew up on their side, but that does not mean I don't know, that doesn't mean I know what they're like now. Sometimes I can catch them off guard because I can say, I can speak their language a little bit. But other than that, I mean, I have no idea how they got here. I mean, in terms of like all the nuts and bolts and the nitty gritty into it. But I have an idea of maybe the framework, because history does repeat itself all the fucking time. Let's see.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Melissa. Yeah.
That's absolutely big. Somebody on our YouTube has put, the truth is we're all going to have to hit the pit of an absolute rock bottom.
Sorry, dude, that's all I know.
Before empathy will bring us back together. And I think that that's true. And
I mean, coming from
I think about my own compassion. I think about my own empathy all the time. I get angry with myself for being so angry at these people. I judge myself. And it sucks because I have to come to a place where I go, if I sit around worrying about that all the time,
you wouldn't
then I don't have the energy for people that they're hurting.
Right.
And I tried for years to rationalize with these people. I've tried my whole life. I've been in the hot middle of it, and it just doesn't work. And I'm tired and I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Yeah, you got something
there. Time.
You got something there because like you said, with my style is very aggressive, and I don't really mince words with people. Just not at all. And sometimes I say some just horrible things to people, but I guess in that respect, I can compartmentalize because I think maybe I justify it in my head as this is a piece of shit. Then why would I really care about hurting their feelings? You know what I mean? Granted, for years,
your feelings, but I don't want their kids to be hungry.
No, absolutely not.
To end
up, no. I don't want. Yeah, I don't want them. Their kids to be kidnapped in the middle of the fucking night and shipped off on shipped off to Texas in a fucking plane. Which
they want to put my kid in an institution. I don't want that for their lives or their children.
Absolutely not. And that's the thing. I mean, that's not the same thing, period. But so my daughter, I have the sneaking suspicion that she is a bit on the spectrum. I was scheduled to get her screened until RFK said something about a database.
Right.
I pulled her right the fuck out.
Immediately. That happened with my son when he was, so I'm actually a certified autism specialist. I was a teacher for several years. And my son made it to 16 or 17.
A buddy.
When somebody said, or his therapist actually, because unlike what a lot of people think, young people actually do go to a lot of counseling and medical appointments, and we do all these things before they do anything beyond a social transition, right? Like pronoun change, haircuts, stuff like that.
Fair, yeah.
So at like 16 or 17, his therapist said, have you ever had him evaluated for autism? And I was like, what? I'm an autism specialist.
Fuck,
I can't do that. And then I was like, oh, wait. And all these things came rushing back. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, like
autism.
Symbolism be damned, like the puzzle pieces are coming into place.
Right. Everything. Whoa. But at the time, he was considering his medical transition with things like HRT. And Missouri had, at the time, introduced something, pushed something through. I don't know. I can't remember the details. It's been a couple years. I got ADD. And it said essentially that if you were diagnosed with autism, that you could not receive gender affirming care. And like, I'm right below Missouri. So I told my son, I'm concerned that could happen here. Do you want this diagnosis? Do you want to move forward with that? I'm gonna give you that autonomy. You're 16 years old. Or do you want to be able to do, now he didn't start hormone therapy, gender, like medical stuff until he was 18. Right. That's a decision we made.
And that's they freaked out about with that. Like they're happening at 5.
Right. But that he, when he'd gone through some depression, it was just too late. He was already through puberty. So it's kind of one of those things where why put a target on any of our backs? Let's just do it this way. And he was willing to do that. Had my child been in distress, I may have chosen something different. I can't say what I would have chosen had he been in the kind of distress that needed that kind of, and if you are in that situation, I strongly suggest you talk to a doctor.
Yeah.
I support you fully. It's just not what happened in our situation, right?
Do not listen to random assholes on the internet.
He chose, you know, he was like, no, I don't want an evaluation. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad he does not have that diagnosis right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. Why should we have to worry? That's crazy.
I mean, it's so damn funny.
Like our mental things should be their business, but you've got a guy who does a, you know what, to Renee Good, and come to find out he has like fucking PTSD from his horrific accident, you know, horrific encounter months earlier. Why did he have this?
Why did he have
a bang bang pew pew?
Why is he even on duty? That's the thing. Because I mean, even like anything, I mean, I'm not in law enforcement, but I have heard from law enforcement friends that if anything traumatic happens, guess what? Your ass is off duty and you are at least going through some kind of psych evaluation to see if you're good to be able to have, you know, deadly things around human beings.
Right.
And you know,
but when it comes to my kid's in danger, my kid shouldn't be able to arm himself.
Yeah, that's not what DHS, right? I guarantee you a part of their like syllabus is therapies for pussies or something like that.
Sure.
I would guarantee.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's a part of that. What's going on with boys and men is this terrible patriarchal idea that you're broken if that happens. I don't think every single person who has PTSD should not be allowed to own, should not be allowed to exercise their 2A right. I don't believe that. Not everybody with PTSD is dangerous. Not everybody with depression is dangerous. You know,
sometimes they get a highway named after them, like over here in Texas.
I'm not trying to say take everybody's away, but this is exactly why that problem compounds onto other things, because this person doesn't know they have an outlet, right? They don't maybe have somebody that they can talk to. They don't think that that's the right idea.
Right. 100%.
They want to get back in. They're angry. They haven't processed their feelings and their anger. And now they're armed again.
Yep. I mean, that could also be but it could also be a degree of psychopathy and shit like that. It could be, they know how to compartmentalize. They know how to do that. Like here we go back to true crime. Ed Kemper. Ed Kemper went to his psychiatrist, got cleared, fucking clean bill of health.
Yeah.
He had a head in his trunk, like parked in the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are good. Don't get me wrong. They are good.
I'm not saying all of them are good.
But, you know, I don't know.
It could be a number of things that we just can't, you know, suss out like right then and there without actually knowing this person.
Yeah. It's all really rough. And, you know, I don't know how every other week is going to go. I'd love to do this more. This would be my Saturday night gig if we could, but I do something else with Rosemary. We record on Saturday night. Please join me back for that. Again, you have to be on the YT.
I'm down every other Saturday for sure.
But Rosemary and I really get together and we kind of do that nervous system regulation, a little bit of art, a craft, a task, or whatever you're into. Passively listen while you're going to sleep. But moving forward with us, I really think that this kind of almost is the only way to go as far as like what happened in the last week or two.
Yeah, 100%.
And just talking it out. There's no way possible to have a topic. I mean, yes, if like true crime stuff, 100%.
Sure.
But
a lot of these things you can kind of relay into each other. I mean, we went off here, we went off here. I mean, ADHD too. We're like fucking squirreled every 2 seconds. You know what I mean? But it's at the same time, I mean, I honestly, this kind of calmed me the fuck down. I don't know about you guys, because I mean, the way I kind of presented this, and I feel bad that we kind of neglected the comments a bit, but you know, I was like, this is just a safe space for you guys to air out how pissed off you are, how scared you are, how confused, like whatever you're feeling at this point. Like this was kind of supposed to be the safe space, you know, just for people to just let it all out, you know,
talk to each other in the comments.
Right.
Bring up something maybe you want to talk about if we missed it, or
100%. Yeah, correct the hell out of us, because if I sounded like an idiot for the last 30 minutes rambling on, let me know, because and I'm
open to lighting ideas. So what I have is, hold on, let me see if you can see it. I have this dude, right, and then in the background, hold on, I have a lamp on. I guess I could have moved, that might have helped.
Right.
I guess it would have helped a little. Anyway. and then like some little purple lights. Y'all, I don't do the big light. I hate the big light. The big light is my enemy. You can't see.
I got a corner light right here
on TikTok. So I'm not even talking to you, TikTok. I love you. But you should see it. Look at this color. Can you see that? Can you wait?
Oh yeah. Wait. No, I can see it on the actual TikTok.
It's just like the color's just weird. It's like I'm green. And I've changed my mode in here, but I think it's my camera. I think my camera is trying to like deal with whatever capability it has with light.
I'm a big I hate white light. White light stresses me the fuck out.
Terrible.
So I have a corner lamp here that's, like a yellow light bulb.
Yeah.
And then I have my ring light here that I have the setting up with like a little bit more warm color.
I can't say your name. I'm stupid. Hi, Brad. So glad to see you. I adore you. Yeah, this one's kind of a goldenish color. You know what? We're not going to figure. But you know what? If you have ideas, put them in the dang chat.
Right.
But I don't know. We can go on for days if we want. Honestly.
Oh, we could for sure.
But I don't know. Do you want to just like kind of cap it at an hour? We're at an hour 5.
We can cap it. I mean, we can cap it for a first time, and then if we go like next time, once we kind of get in the swing of things and whatnot, we can cap it at 1:32. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm so easy, right?
Depends on what we're doing.
Okay.
Brad is here.
Yeah, Brad was in earlier. I hope he's still here. I don't know. I can't tell how many viewers I have right now.
Oh yeah, he is. What's up, Brad? Thanks for coming, buddy.
I will sure do that, Annie B. I know Grymm's got great hair. Great to see you, Brad. You want to join us? You want to come up and say hi?
I need to cut this. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, he's in the TikTok.
I'll send an invite. You can come up or you don't have to.
Yeah, if you want to come talk, chat for a second.
No. Listen, I'm not good at this.
We can do a quick aside or
yeah, whatever you do. Like we're easy. If you're busy, like if you're in the bathtub, we don't need to see your
don't need to see the face. Highlights. What do you mean, Richie? Like in my hair?
Oh my God. Highlights, tips.
I did sing Backstreet Boys the other day for a video, so I guess we go back to early 2000s.
That's awesome. I'm really grateful for everybody who has, been here.
Yeah.
Don't hate me. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to anything. I am going to have to make a video about needing to start a GoFundMe. I've lost my job because of MAGA. It sucks. I'm going to be okay, but it's going to be real crazy for a couple months.
That's the thing too. I've gotten people like, hey, is there any way we can support you directly? I'm like, I don't know. The shit that I do, it makes me feel icky. Like I'm fine with the creator fund on like a video or something like that, but I haven't set up really. So there is one thing that I might be launching, and I guess people in the comments let me know if this is a good or bad idea. But I was thinking of doing something like a Cameo style roast for hire. So I can do the shit that I do towards MAGA. Now it won't be as hardcore because I don't, I'm probably not going to hate these people, but if you want me to roast your ex, fuck it. I'll do it.
You're better than that, Grymm. Stick to awful people. Of course, you never know. I mean, somebody
you never know.
Get you to say something to somebody that's completely wrong.
Well, part of the whole thing is like I have something built, but I haven't launched it yet. It's a questionnaire. Who is this person? Are they an actual horrible person, or are they your buddy that you're just going to give shit? Because at least I have the tone there. But if they're your like ex-abuser, then by all means, I will go ham. If
Get him.
But yeah, that's something I've been.
I'll eventually start a Patreon, Epi Girl. That's not a bad idea. I think I have a buy me a coffee link in one of my other ones. But that money, my girl Rosemary's tree is about to fall on her home.
There's 2 people requesting.
Very dangerous. Are there? Oh, I haven't even looked. Invite agent. Why not? Okay, wait, what?
Who's in there?
I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible.
Who we got? Oh, agent is cool. Who else is requested?
I'm terrible at this. Sorry.
With the pink hair.
Agent Anarchy joined from a repost. That's what happens when you repost. Thank you.
Fucking awesome. Jade. Hey, Jade. Jade's awesome.
Questions, comments. Let's just play with the comments for a little bit.
Yeah.
Why not? Oh, I did. I'm sorry. I'm very bad at this.
Of course you had leopard print hair, Ham. I would not expect anything fucking. Oh, she's like, I didn't request. You guys requested me.
I'm sorry.
I don't remember requesting anybody.
It's just, well, also I'm officially elevated. Look at my cool shirt. Fabulous Finds is in the chat. Please follow her. Please check out her page, Not Your Merch. She is who did the Chinga Tumaga shirt that I did an ad on. The the sign language FUCKTRUMP hoodie that I had on. The
Dude, you're that guy, and I love
coffee mug, and the I Love Trans People coffee mug. If they're on YouTube, the Not Your Merch can be found on TikTok, can be found on Etsy. They did this shirt. I got to stand up for the YouTube. They did this shirt. I know it's backwards, but you know what it says.
Oh, I see it right straight up. So it's not even backwards.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we're doing more merch. So the Misfit Formation thing, the Discord that you and I are a part of, we're working on, I know the Wet Ham, my buddy over here has been working his ass off to put up a merch store. And the whole point of it is, we're going to have cool, like I'm designing all of it. And we're for the, we'll have, we'll have specific creator merch, like my merch. We'll have, I just made some for at least some designs for Ham. I'm working on chickens and coffee.
He just said he's building it right now.
Yeah. And he was, and we're trying to get it, built out and out. And the proceeds from those sales are going to go for people on the ground. Because
wonderful.
Not all of us at all, and can be on the ground right now. Right. People need, and it's going to be anything down. It's going to start out with your basic hoodies, your t-shirts, your beanies, whatever. But then it'll move on to stuff like maybe a little bit more niche stuff. Maybe it'll be actual like practical shit to have on or wear to protect you from whatever the fuck ice throws at you. You know what I mean? Just things like that. We just kind of started launching all, like really just ramping up a presence, and that's I mean, we're always recruiting. We have
I just don't see this going anywhere. That's kind of the worst part, is that people in my life recently have been like, I'm worried about you, you're so angry. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
this isn't going this isn't gonna like suddenly next year ICE is gonna be like, okay, we're done now.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Well, that was another thing that pissed me off. I sent you that text beforehand. Bondi sent them a letter saying, hey, we'll pull ICE. Just give us your voter rolls.
Just give us your voter rolls.
Like, that is some mob mentality shit.
What?
Yeah.
Who is looking at this and supporting it? I know that they're
not seeing it.
I know.
They're in their echo chamber.
You think they're not seeing that news? Is that what you're saying? Like they're not getting the same news that we're getting? Or what?
I think there's some of them are stuck in their echo chambers, right? Which is either their side of social media or whatever media outlet they watch, Fox News, Newsmax, especially the older folks that don't really utilize social media. And so they're not going to show that part. They're not going to show what we saw today, at least not in terms of that. They'll probably show some screenshots and maybe what could have looked like him.
Not going to get on and check anywhere.
Yeah, they're just basically going to spin it as much as they can, and these people don't want to believe that the people that they supported, especially, are capable of doing shit like this.
Right.
And because
there's my dad is like,
I mean, how many times
he's a just comply or die guy, and I'm like, what do you mean?
And also, how many times have
my grandparents were
your family members? How many times, like, how many of your like family members, like, they just won't admit that they're wrong, period. And if they do, and if they kind of do, or they'll either not admit that they're wrong or they don't remember it happened. Because they're just so much into that denial. Because I mean, denial's not just
about this. My dad is like JD Vance, right? He's a never Trump guy. My dad hates Trump, or at least he says he does.
Right.
But it's like he has no objection to anything he does whatsoever. So I'm like, and he's like, it was just a terrible person, Jen. He's a terrible person.
I might do some Sexy Center merch.
Right. Yeah. He is a terrible person. How do you see the things that he's doing as good? That character is destiny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your character goes into everything you do. And yeah, I've been a spicy bitch for a while, but my character is that of we don't hurt vulnerable people.
Right.
That's what do you mean?
It's the golden rule. The golden rule, and it can apply in many, many, many instances. Don't be a dick. Period. Guess what? You pop somebody like unarmed in cold blood, that's a dick move in my opinion. I mean, putting it lightly, but it's still a dick move.
Why would you do that? Why would you think that's okay?
Why do you think that's cool? Like, why do you think being an asshole and stepping on people's rights and like hurting them and, you know, kicking their fucking door down? Great. Yeah. You watch that shit in a TV show. Awesome. But that's somebody's fucking life, dude.
Right.
And that's what always drives me nuts. It's just beyond me how people can really, really fucking just be all gung-ho about it. Because I honestly think it's probably goes back to just they're able to compartmentalize. They're able to fucking be like, well, I can justify this because you know what? It doesn't affect me here. I mean, that's fucking systemic racism, classism, sexism, whatever.
It's really just this claw to the top, right? And we know that it's top versus bottom, right? Like, why bring the gays into it?
Yeah.
We know it's that.
I've always been that. I've always had that logic until lately.
And it exists as that. But everybody is just trying to like claw their way up to a position where it doesn't affect them.
Just make sure you're not the slowest person.
And it's
what it always is.
It's so weird to me. It's never been a big thing to me. I didn't want this. I had a big house, dude. I did not want this house. I was like, what are you talking about? We live in a rent house. It's $850 a month. I loved it. I didn't even tell the landlord if things got messed up. I just fixed them and I did a good job and I hired professional people because she wouldn't raise the rent. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll fix that. I'll replace a toilet rather than pay $200 extra a month in rent until she raised it again. So that's what I did. Yeah. I did not want to live in the damn house. You know what I mean? Dude, and here I sit in all this fucking privilege, not able to do what I want to do. Right. I don't even fucking know where I was going with that. I'm so heated.
No, I get it, man. I get it 100%.
I got my parents telling me I'm like,
I've always fucking said, like, I just want to not have to worry about a bill coming up. I want to be able to, you know, buy some shit for my kid, you know, if she had a good day at school.
Right.
I want to be able to do that and not just have to worry about money. That's it. Right. I don't need a fancy car. Funny quick aside, I learned what fuck you money looks like when I went to go help my buddy because I was out of a job right before COVID, because they laid me off. I think they saw the writing on the wall and they laid me off. So I was trying to make ends meet as soon as COVID hit because I tried to start a freelance graphic design business and it was doing well, lockdown, all that business dried up. So my buddy started a remodeling business and his first job was whose house? Glenn Beck. His house.
Stop.
Yeah.
Not Glenn Beck.
Fucking Glenn Beck.
Okay.
So we remodeled his entire fucking house.
Wow.
And that man, while he was never a blatant asshole, he is so, I think he's just so far up his own ass that you just can't tell.
They become oblivious to, I mean, they're just in a different reality.
His is about money. I guarantee you his is about money.
But once
every single time he said something about, you know, we're going to do this, but don't fuck this up because this costs a lot of money. But don't fuck this up because this costs a lot of money. This costs a lot of money. He showed us a brand new or not a brand new one. He pulled up one day in a 1933 Bentley convertible that still had the Auga fucking.
Stop it.
Yeah. Shifter on the side of the car. You guys want to see something cool?
God.
I fucking guess so, dude. But yeah, it just seeing that, I was like, fuck all of this. And my buddy who I was working with, he was like, dude, this is so awesome. I want to live in a house like this or one day or whatever the fuck. I'm like,
right.
Fuck this. I am happy living in a fucking 2-bedroom house, a car that at least gets me from point A to point B, and I don't have to worry about fucking bills every day. I don't have to lose sleep because I got to make sure my kid's tuition is paid. You know, I don't have to do that now because that was back in the day when she was, you know, when I had to take her to daycare and she was you know, $300.
Dang. The productivity people would have if there wasn't that constant anxiety.
It's capitalism.
You know, staying in jobs you don't want to be in because you're tied to health insurance.
Right.
People are more productive when they do what they want to do, when they change jobs and try new things.
I agree, Bama.
But I think we got conditioned by, at least I feel like I did kind of for my boomer parents, with this like, no, you like go to a company and you work your way up and you are there for 40 years and then you retire. Woo!
Too.
And that was my dream, because that sounded great. Nothing ever changed it until, oh, it's terrible. I'm like, I got to change. I got to shift. I got to figure out who I am and what I really love. And, I don't stay in jobs that make me miserable. But that's what happens when people have some social safety nets and don't have to worry about all that childcare. Thank you so much.
And that's the crazy
for who they really are and what their passions are. Everybody has passions. We think people are lazy. That's not a thing. Evolutionarily, that's not really a thing.
No, it's not.
They just don't have their passion tapped into.
They're just looking for, everybody's just looking for a justification. You're fucking lazy, man. I don't need you.
Right. Justification to be cruel.
Right. Like, I grew up on Snap, and that was the thing that just boggled my fucking mind, when they were just supporting the cutting back of the Snap benefits and shit, especially that fucking bitch eating the toast.
Oh my God.
And because I grew up on Snap benefits, and my folks were working 60 hours a fucking week.
Yeah.
Like, I had to go to some random lady's house as a babysitter to watch me while they worked their asses off, pick me up at 6:30 at night, and we still struggle to make ends meet and shit like that. I'm like, they're working their asses off, dude. Yeah. And I mean, what is it? 70% of SNAP beneficiaries are at least working throughout that year at some way, shape, or form.
I never had it. I mean, SNAP will give you, here in Oklahoma at least, I got, I can get emergency food stamps since I just got fired. I don't know. I'm not, no lie, I'm not. But there is a point at which, like, you have to start reporting consistently. What are you doing?
What are you working? I'm currently on unemployment, and I haven't been paid in 5 weeks because they fucked up one part of my application. And they
fantastic.
They were like, wait, so you don't have transportation? I'm like, I've had transportation. What the fuck's wrong? Like, and it just now started resuming. But that's the thing, going through all this.
That's such a good argument on their side for how fucked up things can get when there's too much centralized planning and centralized stuff.
Right, because not everybody's the same. They don't understand. Well, that's another thing. They look at things in black and white, and that is not how the fucking world works. Period. Yeah. There are things that you can have your convictions about and stay completely, 10 toes down on. But in the world of different people, different instances, different cultures, different languages, different everything, no fucking black and white. Period.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm rambling now, but
I love it. I love the ramble. Listen, let's wrap it up. We've gone an hour.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
That's kind of amazing. We will be back in 2 more Saturdays. So not this Saturday, which will be next week, which will be me and Rosemary. It's a little more chill, a little more peaceful. We're just gonna be doing self-care. Mm-hmm. And then the following Saturday, we'll be back. Wait a second. That's a lie. I think that's the first Saturday. Now I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I'm going somewhere February 4th or something.
Fair enough.
That is.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe
we can always re-record before then, and then I can drop it as if it's alive, and we can meet people in the chat and chat.
Yeah. So I will plug, if you don't mind. I will plug the Discord server for the Misfit Formation. We set up this community. It's basically we run support for each other in the social media space and on the ground as much as we possibly can. A lot of people in this group that have a lot of different talents that can offer, to, whatever anybody needs, especially in this hellscape that we're living in right now. If you feel like you would like to join, you can go to my link tree. It's the second link on the link tree, and just fill out the little questionnaire that we have there, and we check you out, just see what you're all about, get to know you a little bit better. Then we'll check out your account. Once we figure out you're not a bot or a complete blatant asshole, we'll send you an invite, we'll send you an invite. And you come in, and we just kind of, we have different rooms for different tastes. Like, we did one for art expression after the whole, fiasco that happened today, and that actually calmed a lot of people down.
It was so amazing. Everybody was sharing their art.
Yes, it was great.
Here, I was so proud of these little jellyfish I did there. I mean, it looks like a kindergarten. I did them with watercolors, right? But I was so proud of them, and I showed
it looked great to me.
All this gorgeous art starts popping off. Oh, you have to say that because you're my friend.
Dude, no, I don't. I honestly talk to Agent. I roast her relentlessly. Anyway, but no, it's a good space. If you feel like you need a community, because that's one thing we were talking about, especially if you live in a red state full of fucking people that are definitely staunch MAGA, and you don't really have, a community outside of online, come check us out, and we'll check you out, and we'll have, you know, build more community. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get this merch out so we can start helping people on the ground, because that's the main thing that I wanted to do. Because a lot of the things, because I will be completely on Front Street, and this is definitely going to change based on how angry I am. But I started doing these social media stuff because I knew I couldn't be on the ground, but I felt like I couldn't just do nothing.
Same.
And so now I'm starting to, you know, ease more to just go out in the fucking streets and start doing more with that. A lot of it just has to do with my daughter, because she's so young. And I, you know, I don't want to come home,
keep your kids safe,
you know, and all that. And I don't want to put her in any danger. But like I said, it's just, it's a good community. Like I said, we're going to be building up the merch store. We'll have, for those of you who are in my camp and have been giving me all the shit in the world, I will have Sexy Center merch very soon. It's designed all by me. And then we'll have more stuff once Ham gets the store uploaded. You guys can check it out. It's going to be rather limited right now, but as we keep going, it's going to have more and more shit, more and more stuff that is more suits your taste. We're going to try to get it to a variety of tastes, a variety of functionality, a variety of designs, whatever. Like we're starting out now with just a couple of shirts and whatnot. Then we're diving into the LGBTQIA community for that representation. I don't know if you saw that video that I had of all the different our logos, but in the different flags.
I didn't see the video. Okay.
Oh, I don't think you saw the video. I did send you the trans one.
Yes, you sent me the trans one.
And so we'll probably make those into stickers and shirts and all that kind of stuff. Just shit like that. But if you guys want to go and fill out the form, by all means, do so. Come join us, because we're a crazy bunch of fucking people, but we're a damn family, and it's awesome to see every day. But yeah, well, shit, this was fun. It was a
great time. I had a great time. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully with better freaking lighting. Or a better camera. I think it's a better camera that I need.
I'd say a camera. I'd say a camera.
Have y'all heard on my job?
That's fair.
Because of MAGA.
We'll get there.
Yeah, no. In the meantime, I want to work with this camera, so maybe I got to create some light over here from this side. See where it's like kind of dark. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Love. We're
good.
Kiss. Bye.
Thank you guys. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully you guys can come to the next one in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk more shit.
Woo!
Talk more shit.
Okay, leave money.
Bye.
Okay, hold on. I got to end stream on here.
Yes.
Play outro. I don't want to play the outro. Okay, just end.